I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 200, Revolt. Released in 1999, this game was developed and published by Acclaim. This is a game I'd never seen before, but I heard it had great music, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. It seems to be another racing title, but definitely not a standard one. You know, people talk about the abundance of sports games, but man, it sure feels like there are even more racing games. Much rather play a wacky game than some simulation style racer personally. I just hope it's not super long. Feels like there have been so many long games lately, and I just want something nice and quick. Let's get into it. I was very confused in the options menu. It had a medium resolution option. Does that mean it's on high by default and this lowers it? Or are they saying, hey, we couldn't quite achieve what we call high res, so here's some medium to tide you over. The main single player mode seemed to be the championship, so that's what we'll be doing to beat this game. There were a few race modes that essentially changed how collisions with both walls and other cars are handled. It was on console by default, so I left it there. This is a strange way to enter your name. I actually learned recently that old printers were a circle and they could only do all caps for a really long time. Then I had to select my car. They have different stats in speed, acceleration, and weight. You've got RC Bandit, Dust Mite, Fat with a PH Slug, Colonel Moss, Harvester, Dr. Grudge, Vulcan Turbo, and Sprinter XL. I just picked RC Bandit to hopefully have some balanced stats to get used to the game. There were 4 cups, started with bronze since it was first. It said I had to get 3rd place or better in each race to progress, and finish first overall to reach the next challenge. Well, time for the very first race. This track is called Toys in the Hood 1. I was just kind of driving, doing pretty well. We're racing around the block of some suburb, I imagine. Towards the end of a lap, we had to drive through a sewer drain. Scary stuff. All those bolts on the ground are like items, kind of like you'd find in a question mark block in Mario Kart. Once the second lap hit, my car just kept spinning out on turns. I was so confused. Why was this happening? Well, I decided to just try accelerating the entire time. You know, literally never press the brake. Sure enough, I stopped spinning out. What the heck? I guess I'll just pretend the brake button doesn't exist then. I finished in last place. Yikes. It said I had 3 tries left, so I assume that's how many resets I'm allowed during a single cup. On the second go at it, I got targeted by a missile or something at the pipe. Ignore the fact that I crashed and burned all on my own. We call that one a skill issue. This next time I got blasted. It doesn't really do much, just knocks you off balance. Also, that was definitely a firework. This item's interesting. When you get a bomb, it lights a fuse on your car. After like 10 seconds or so, it explodes. What you're supposed to do is touch someone else and they get the fuse. Kinda like a game of hot potato, except the potato is loaded with gunpowder. I was doing quite well, but then disaster struck at the sewer pipe. If you just barely touch a wall or whatever, it's basically over for your car. When you get flipped over, there's a button to just spawn yourself back. Despite all those mishaps, I managed 3rd place. That's the bare minimum of what I need. I guess I'll take it. It showed everyone getting points like a typical Grand Prix system. Do I need the most points at the end, or just pass in general? I changed the resolution back to low after that race, so if you're one of those people who sees the interlacing happening, you're welcome. Second track was Supermarket 2. Looks like this place is abandoned though. This is the meat locker or something? I spun out like crazy here. I think this is supposed to be ice physics. It's a super short track. I was already at the exit. Is this supposed to be the parking lot? I think my brain died here. Not like it was the first lap or anything. I'd been to this place twice already. Why did I not go to the brick area? Well, this run's dead. Easy last place for Thab. I noticed there was a star in the parking lot area. It was a special item that just made the screen flash. I'm not sure exactly what it did. Maybe it made all the other cars freeze for a set time. I swear this ice room is TAS only. I do not see how to prevent a spin out whatsoever. Another 3rd place finish, but it's good enough, I guess. The next track is Museum 2. And very early on, I was struggling to follow the directions. To be fair, it does give you arrows helping, so I should have probably paid more attention to it. Okay, this one wasn't my fault. It looks like it's going to drop off here at the planetarium. You all would have made the same mistake, admit it. Okay, it turns out that never stop accelerating thing was just flat wrong. I was still spinning out like crazy. I could not figure it out. I tried always accelerating, tapping the accelerator, braking going into turns. I only have 3 tricks up my sleeve, and now I'm all out. I was basically behind by an entire lap. You can reset the race, but it uses up one of those retries. No more left now. I swear, literally every time I miss this turn, it just looks like you're supposed to keep going straight. I don't know. Okay, finally took a big turn pretty well. It seems some braking is good? Maybe this car just sucks. Somehow, with this pathetic performance, I still got 3rd place. If this pattern continues, I will have to reset on the next track, except I can't because I've used all 3 of my resets. The 4th and final track is the Botanical Garden. I'll say, all these environments they have you racing in are pretty cool. The idea of driving an RC car through a fancy pants garden like this sounds really cool. Or just going to a place like this in general and walking around. I like it. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics are, whatever. They look okay, but the game lags quite a bit on original hardware, especially when all the cars are on screen together. For a racing game, you really want a consistent and high frame rate. The music, however, is incredible. It's fast-paced, kind of techno-like, but with a lot of funk influence. I don't really know how to describe it. All I know is, I like it. Miraculously, I finished this one 3rd place on my first try. I'll take it. It shows a podium with all of our cars appearing out of fireworks. My guys, they're celebrating so hard. Like that meme of that guy going nuts over his 3rd place medal. Oh look, what's this progress table? Looks like there's gonna be 4 cups, and also reverse and mirror mode tracks. What are those stars though? I swapped to the Vulcan Turbo this time. Figured maybe a heavier car would spin out less. Look at this, no spinning out. Even in this sewer drain when I slam into the wall. Maybe this is the answer. If you can't tell, I went back to the Bronze Cup because finishing in 3rd sucks. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's way less spinning out. I think I hit a fake item pickup here. Sure, I wasn't spinning out like before, but I was noticeably slower. I couldn't catch up to the dude in 1st. Wait, what in the world? Why are the other 2 cars going the wrong way? And why are they hitting me instead of the 1st place guy? This is sabotage. Okay, this finish was wild. I thought it was over, but this other car spun out in the pipe. Time to steal the win. But then I spun out after exiting the pipe. But after that, it seems like they were going the wrong way. Why didn't they just cross the finish line? Oh well, I'll take it. Finally 1st place. Even with the heavier car, the ice physics were impossible. I guess that's a fair trade-off. This one wasn't nearly as close. Another 1st place. Dude, this guy in 1st is so toxic. Literally stopped and turned around just to shoot me with a firework. I've only got water balloons. This isn't fair. This was absolute garbage. My firework locked onto the guy in front of me. They spun out and then it hit me? How can that happen? I got 3rd place, but I was in 1st place in points by 2. This battery increases my speed by about 50%. Extremely helpful, but scary at the same time. I got 3rd on the last race and I tied in points. Dang. However, at the podium screen, it showed me at the top. Heck yes. In the progress table, I've now got a check mark for the Bronze Cup. For beating that, I got 2 new cars. Candy Pebbles and RC San. Hang on, I just noticed Candy Pebbles is listed as front wheel drive. The initial car I used was 4-wheel and the one I just used was rear wheel. Maybe that's what influences all the spinning out. I decided to try Candy Pebbles and the front wheel drive for the Silver Cup. First track is Toy World 1. Looks like we're just in some kid's bedroom where they placed all their toys. This would be kinda sick actually. Way better than a Hot Wheels track. There was this one spot where you drive over piano keys and it actually plays the sounds, like that one level in Mario Kart 8. I wasn't having too many problems spinning out with this car, but I definitely noticed the steering was very sensitive. Especially when you land from a jump, it's so sketchy. The track itself is only about 40 seconds in length, 6 laps. Like, what is this spin out here, man? It's like there was a magnet off to the right that just yoinked my car away. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm not feeling old Candy Pebbles anymore. That was way too hard to steal. Here's a cool item. You get this this static electricity that zaps a car near you and stuns it for like 5 seconds. Even better than a blue shell. Oh yeah, I was trying the other new car now, RC-San. It had acceleration nearly maxed out and it really shows. You know what? If I'm gonna spin out, at least I can get started back up immediately. I absolutely dominated this run. Maybe high acceleration is the play. Next was Toys in the Hood 1 mirrored. Even the 3-2-1 countdown is mirrored. That's lightly disappointing that it's already repeating tracks, but whatever. Speedrunners hate him. Extend the playtime of your racing game using this one easy trick. Y'all already know this track. I annihilated them, winning by 26 seconds. The next track is brand new, Ghost Town 1. Right away, I was completely lost. The arrow guiding me seemed like it was going all over the place. I was so confused. I don't know, that's definitely a reset. Okay, let's try again. Turn left, okay. Now turn right, gotcha. Turn right again, yeah. Then do an S-turn into the wall? What in the world is going on here? I already hate this track and I haven't even finished a single lap yet. If you don't do a complete U-turn around the town gallows, it yells at you. Fine, I'll make sure to pay my respects to all the town bandits. Man, I just did not enjoy racing here. The worst one so far. You know what? Here's another gripe. The fake power-ups people place look identical to the real ones. I guess you're supposed to just memorize where they all are on the tracks? I think Nintendo ended up taking these out of Mario Kart for being too hard to tell apart. I got 3rd place here, I'll take it. That was with using all my retries too. The final race was Toy World 2. So it's reusing the aesthetic of a previous track, but it plays very differently. There's now a train track that can screw you over if you're unlucky. Also, there's a random patch of ice on the track for some reason. I was getting quite salty now. I feel like bonking the wall shouldn't be as punishing as it is. Like, are we playing a simulation F1 game here, or a goofy game about toy cars? Come on now. Wait, did I find the tech? If you don't try to avoid the wall and instead just slam into it as hard as you can, you don't spin out. Sure, you lose some speed, but not as much, and there's no risk of ending up facing the wrong direction. Honestly, it was working really well. Although when you're scraping it, it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Oh my god, it's actually working so well. That's what you've got to do in these old games sometimes. Beat the devs. With that, I took 1st place, taking 1st in the Silver Cup first try. Nice. We got 2 new cars here, the Panga TC and the Evil Weasel. They both had quite good stats. Panga's car was front wheel drive though, so definitely not using it. First in the Gold Cup is Toys in the Hood 2. Love how the start sign is just a pair of hanging underwear. We're driving through what I presume is some kid's parents' house. I bet they approve of this. And wow, this car can't turn well at all. It then goes into someone else's backyard where they just have a bridge over a hole in the ground? Why don't they get that filled in? Okay, this kid's parents are rich. They have a freaking gazebo in the backyard. Who can afford to just dump money on a random gazebo? Also, this car stinks. I'm going back to the RC-San. Well, before that, may as well try out the Panga car. All the other cars had an electric motor, but this one said glow. Okay, that just sounds like a constant stream of farts. Who's gonna wanna listen to this? It didn't really seem like the different motor changed the gameplay at all, only that sound it made. After switching back to RC-San, 1st place by a mile. The new cars suck, I guess. Next is Toy World 1 Mirrored. Dang, another repeat. Except it's 8 laps for some reason. Easiest win of my life by 26 seconds. And then was Toytanic 1. It's like that one level in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. It's not the most interesting looking track. I mean, it's just along the perimeter of the ship. Don't get to see the inside. There was this down ramp that was super confusing. It's like, hey, do a U-turn immediately. Well, that was easy to react to. I also found it strange that there was a layer of grass on the edge of the pool, or maybe it's turf. I've never seen anything like that. The only time you do go inside the ship is literally for 1 second, and it's just an empty room. I dominated yet again. This car was the best one, I swear. The final track is Museum 1. Kinda interesting that we did 2 before 1 on this theme. Look, you all would have tried driving up those stairs. Admit it, it definitely looks like the path you gotta go. You get to drive through this ancient Egyptian exhibit, kinda neat. Also driving through a dinosaur skeleton from behind. I don't like that angle. Ah geez, there's one of those weird U-turn obstacles again. Well, at least I know what to do this time. Some of the turns in this game are just so confusing. Making a 90-degree right turn here sends you straight into the corner. corner. What's up with that? I swear, it seems like the computer was also getting lost. Maybe that's just a difficulty thing to make the game a bit easier though. Also, this is the longest track we've seen by far. The full lap takes over 1.5 minutes. Despite driving like someone who literally has no vision, I took first by quite a lot. Another top of the podium. That's 3 out of 4 cups down. Aw man, I hate watching this clip back. I was too busy singing along to that catchy menu music that I didn't even notice I pressed load instead of save. I was just trying to be responsible with my data. This took me all the way back to where only the bronze cup was finished. I've lost my save file so many times in this challenge, but this was the first I can think of where it was just completely self-inflicted. Alright, there's the silver podium reobtained, and there's the gold podium yet again. Would you believe it? I nearly loaded my old file a second time. To my credit, how are you supposed to know which one of these options is highlighted? Both red and gold could be the current option. I think that's why I ended up doing it before. For beating gold, we unlocked the pest control and Addion cards for use. Time for the Platinum Cup. First track is Supermarket 1. I decided I may as well try out these new cars to see if they're better. This is the Addion. Early on, I got super lost going through this back storage area. Even the computer was going the wrong way too. This track felt like a U-turn simulator. I'm gonna call shenanigans here. This glass bottle completely stopped me in my tracks. Alright, fair enough. But then these cans have zero collision. Just phased right through them. I don't understand. We make a trip past some vending machines and that's about it. Not the most interesting track. I was very over the game at this point. What on earth is the camera doing here? Get me out, please. I got second place and figured I really hope that's good enough. The second track is Ghost Town 2. Starts out similar enough to the other one. Then we get to drive through an abandoned mine shaft. Okay, you've got my attention. This exits through a tunnel that somehow leads to the local saloon. And finally, I have to make a U-turn around the gallows. Wait, this is that exact same segment from the other one. They reused it. Anyway, after 6 laps of that, I took first place by quite a lot. The third track is a repeat, but it's both reversed and mirrored. I do respect racing game design where a track can also be played in reverse. That's gotta be a big challenge to plan around. But yeah, it's the same one and has 10 laps this time. Since I knew this track well, I won by 41 seconds, an entire lap ahead. Platinum Cup has 5 races instead of 4, and the 4th one is Museum 1 mirrored. Oh god, not those stairs again. That was a pretty sick barrel roll. Definitely intentional. I took first here, although it was close. And the final track is Toytanic 2. Apparently also the only nighttime track in this game. And wait a sec. This is looking very familiar. Yeah, look, there's that pool with the turf again. This isn't a different track at all. It's the same one, just with the brightness turned down. My god. Well, since I apparently know this one so well, I took first place, taking first in the Platinum Cup. My final podium appearance. I'm so proud of myself. And after that cutscene, it played the credits. Heck yes, dude. We're free. I know some people probably have fond memories of this game, but man, it's rough. I hear the PC version's a lot better anyway. For winning Platinum, you get the Cougar and the Hummer. I think the other unlockable cars are obtained from single race mode. One final thing to note with this game is it has a built-in track editor. It's got quite a bit of depth to it, and it's easy to use considering how old it is. Other than the graphics, you can build most things you see in the main game. Dude, look at this. This is the best course anyone has ever made. I think I remember seeing this exact track in NASCAR 99 when I played that game forever ago. Don't they just go in circles? Oh, there's a cheat to unlock all the other cars. There's Genghis Car, great name by the way, Aquasonic, Mouse, R6 Turbo, NY54, Bertha Ballistics, Pole Pause, Zipper, Rotor, Toyota, AMW, and Panga. Wait, what the heck? Panga is a panda. This is so weird because of the streamer Panga, and his mascot is a panda too. That's just great. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Revolt. Look, I'm just gonna be upfront with you. This game isn't great. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not great. There's a decent amount of tracks there. I think like 10 in total, although the nighttime Toytanic definitely doesn't count. The graphics are just kinda okay, and the game lags noticeably on original hardware. The soundtrack's top tier though, one of the things that kept me going. I just really don't like the the physics in this. It felt like it was way too easy to spin out. I don't understand why braking also causes you to spin out. The best strat was just slam into the wall and hope for the best, which isn't exactly fun. I'm pretty sure the N64 version is the worst port of this game, and I believe it's available on Steam nowadays. So if you think about playing it, do it there instead of here. I don't really recommend it as an N64 game, but I give it a light recommendation as a PC game. I gave Revolt a 4 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 3 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. Do a random track. 191 games on the list. All of them are here. Even Mortal Kombat, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Banjo-Kazooie. So let's find out what we're playing next. 3, 2, 1, go. Off they go. I see. Oh, okay, we're already down the tunnel. Cameraman's struggling. Let's see who is in the lead. It seems it's NBA Hang Time as well as International Superstars Soccer 2000. NBA Hang Time would be very fun. I had that as a kid. One of the few good sports games. Right now, there's not much happening. We got a long hallway, but it's about to get crazy. Keep in mind these blue things are portals. It's a very rare occurrence, but a game could teleport directly to the goal. So we'll have to be constantly watching to see if somebody finishes. And it's Tom and Jerry and Fists of Fury in the lead. No, A Bug's Life. Susme Puzzle as well. As you see, Tom and Jerry went through the portal. It's going to be hard to tell. Tom and Jerry's off the cliff. And games are just going everywhere. Oh! And the portal! It did happen! Quake 2! Quake 2 landed the portal strat. We didn't see it happen, but you might see, here comes Glover. That is exactly what Quake 2 did right there, folks. Quake 2 with the big play. This map's not the best for picking a game, because, I don't know. I don't like this, because you can't really watch it happen. But, Quake 2, there we go. Just waiting on the rest to finish. No, I liked Quake. It was a hard game. I saw Barb played it on the hardest difficulty, I think. I can't even imagine that. Maybe on PC. Alrighty, Quake 2. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you so much. If you had a good time, consider hitting that like button, or maybe even dropping a subscription. Or hey, maybe even watch another one of these videos that's on screen now. And yeah, see you next time.